Hello and welcome to Off the Handle, where we talk to some of the most interesting people that we follow on Instagram and get to know just who they really are on and off the handle. Coming to you from Gadigal Land, I am Rudy Jean Rigg, and today on the couch we have someone that is bringing big sofa energy, SophaDophaa.
Wow, I didn't even realise that I am the sofa.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on the show and chatting with us today. I think that your journey as a creator has been really, really interesting. I was looking into who you were as a kid. You shaved your head when you were 11 years old, is that right?
Yes, I don't know what you're going to say there. There's a lot of things I did as a child.
I mean, listen, I didn't want to like put you on blast, but I did want to talk about you shaving your head for charity because that is a very, very strong message to send as a kid.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I feel like it's something that people don't really know, even though the clip is really searchable.
Yeah,
right?
but I never get asked this, so I'm excited to talk about it because no one really ever asks. So
do you want to set the scene for us?
Let's just go way back. I was a very strange child. Like I was the kid that had no toys. It was just like books, which is weird now because I hate reading. But I was that kid that like I got a My Little Pony for like my 5th birthday and I cried and was like, I don't want a piece of plastic. Right?
Okay,
sorry to my uncle.
I'm the same. Literally, I was like, I don't care about toys.
Literally.
Give me a book or the toys have to be to do with the book.
Right. So my poor uncle was like, oh my God, I'm sorry that I got you a My Little Pony. Like, why are you crying? So that was what I was like as a kid. And I would like get home from like school and just like research cancer, right? Weird. Like, why don't you just go outside and play with the toy?
No, I get you.
So
I'm the same. Yeah.
I really wanted to shave my head. Well, honestly, it wasn't even shaving my head. It was more just like, what can I do to raise the most money? So I actually had a candle business called Sophia candles.
Oh,
wow, that's deep in the brain.
hang on.
Yeah, right. So I was just like, I just want to do what is going to make the most money for Ronald McDonald House. So I was like brainstorming and this light bulb came above me and I was like, oh, I'm going to shave my head. Like, this is the best idea I've ever had. Mum was like, no, you're not. Like, you're about to go into year 7. Like, year 7's hard enough. Like, you're not going into high school bald. Like, it's just not a good idea. And I was like, zip it, mother. I know what I want to do. Like, I'm going to shave my head. It's going to go off. Like the family's obviously going to love it. Everyone's going to donate. So I took it to RMH and I was like, look, I want to shave my head. And they were like, oh my God, well, we actually have our telethon coming up. And I was like, okay, great. What's a telethon? And they were like, it's it's this big day where it's going to be online. It'll be live. You can do it there. And I was like, great. Like, Mum was like, Sophia, why are you just agreeing to this? Like, straight away, we need to go talk about this. And I was like, Mum, if it's on TV, like, obviously more people are going to donate. So I don't even care. Like, I was just saying yes to whatever was going to, like, raise the most money. Anyway, Mum really didn't want me to do it just because she was like, I'm worried. Like, you can do so many other things. We have the candle business. Like, let's just slow down a little bit.
Yeah. So many kids who are experiencing cancer go to school bald.
Exactly.
Or they can't even go to school at all. So
literally, I was like, Mum, zip it. I'm doing this. So I did it and it was great.
You really set me down a rabbit hole here because number one, you shaved your head live on TV. That's right.
Yeah, that was scary.
In this interview, there was this one thing that you said when the journalist or the presenter asked you, like, oh my God, you know, you're so brave. Like, how are you feeling? And then you were like, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And it really stood out to me because even as a little kid, you could just see like you had this really strong drive and this really strong like assuredness. And I think it was really cool being able to see that video and then see what you do now on Instagram and see how you've grown your business into clothing. So you've moved away from candle making into clothing. I love that. And you've been able to take that really core thing that must be like deep inside you and just really put it out for everyone to see. And that is one of the most incredible things, especially when you can really see it in someone as a kid.
Yeah.
Has anything changed for you? Like, do you think you're a similar person to when you were a kid?
I like to think I'm exactly the same.
Yeah.
Besides the book reading, I don't read books anymore unless it's a textbook. I'll definitely read a textbook, but I'm not going to read fiction.
Are you like into audiobooks or anything?
No, I'm a podcast girly.
Yeah.
But I'm really into, like, I was a big nerd in school. So I'm still a big nerd. So I like to think I'm the same because I was always like that. Like, I'd get straight home from school and just go on the, like, family MacBook and just research like what is cancer.
Okay.
Just like deep dive into that. Like, who does that? Like,
I do.
Outside.
No, and I feel like this is the thing. And I feel like we're not alone because I think that not many people are going to go ahead and put that on the record and say like, I go home and I read medical journals.
Yeah.
But like, I'm kind of secretly, no, like it's serious. I'm kind of like I love looking at medical journals.
Yeah.
I love how like on Instagram now in the Reels section, you can just like keep scrolling and, you know, you're able to like get up things that you're actually interested in.
Oh,
so
yeah.
now
I've built that brick by brick and it is personalized to me.
I want more people to come out and say that they go home and read medical journals.
Don't be ashamed.
No, there's no shame here. Who is in your close friends, what close friends are you on that you didn't expect to be on?
Ooh, there's actually a lot of influences where I'm like, oh my God, I feel like honoured. I don't know. I feel like I can't expose like who, because they'll be like, oh
could
God,
you?
she's a fangirl. Well, I don't want them to think I'm like a fangirl because I'm
Okay.
trying to play it cool and just be like, oh yeah, like one of their close friends or whatever. But like when I see the green, I'm like, oh my God, like because I used to fangirl over them, you know, just like my fave Aussie creators, you know.
Okay, all right. So if you're not going to spill the beans there, can you tell us who is the most famous person that follows you?
Okay, so this is Mum's biggest flex, right? Because she is a big fan of this person, and obviously so am I.
Hang on, pause. What's your mum's name?
Susie.
It's Susie's biggest flex.
Susie,
I
we
love
love
this
you.
for her.
So
we love Susie.
She, honestly, it's like she's like, can I get a coffee? Oh, and by the way, blah blah blah. She says that her biggest flex is that Snoop Dogg follows me.
Hang on, hold up. So
The
let
Snoop
me
Dogg.
let me set the scene. You be the barista. Okay, we're in a coffee shop. I'm your mum. I'm Susie.
Hi, what can I get you?
Hi, can I get an oat flat white? And also, did you know my daughter? Did you know that Snoop Dogg follows her? Is that how it goes?
Pretty much. She says it. No, she's never done that. She's gonna bully me.
Oh,
She's like,
bless
so you made
her.
me seem lame. No, but I'm just
No.
saying, like, she does bring it up at all opportunity.
Okay.
Because she's a big Snoop Dogg fan. Obviously, who isn't? And yeah, he follows me. Tiger also follows me.
Okay.
Random. But I'm like,
But
I
is
don't
it
know.
though?
I don't follow him back.
Hang on now.
So I should.
Wait a second.
It says
You're
follow
letting
back.
Snoop Dogg follow you and you're not becoming a
I'm trying to
mutual?
play it cool. I'm trying
Okay.
to be like, yeah.
I think that you should follow him back.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Should I do it right
I
now?
dare you to follow him back right now,
Alright.
and I dare you to send him a DM.
I can't
Okay,
slide
fine.
into Snoop Dogg's DM.
It's either Snoop Dogg or
follow
Tiger.
back. 87.5 million followers.
Soph's gonna follow Snoop Dogg right now.
Okay.
Can you send him a
Oh!
message?
I'm nervy.
Why are you nervous?
I'm nervy. He follows 7,000 people. He probably was an accident.
I think you should say hi, Snoop.
Love you.
Love you, big fan.
I can't say big fan. Probably cool.
I
Hi,
mean,
Snoop.
I
Love
feel
you.
like if you're able to say big fan to anyone, that's probably Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like he's gonna take that in his stride.
I'm going to say hi, Snoop. Love you lots.
Do you want are you someone that does like a sign off at the end of your like
Nah.
messages?
No, but I can. Love you lots.
No, I want you to be authentic. I'm not here to like
Keep it cool.
keep it breezy, Snoopy.
Okay, I'm just saying
Hey,
hi, Snoop.
Snoop.
Love you lots. See you soon. Kids miss you.
Kids.
The kids miss you.
Oh, the kid. Oh, so you're playing like an auntie figure in his life.
No, like wife. Like the kids miss you. Have you know that's like a way to slide in? Be like the kids miss you. Come home.
No.
What?
Am I living under a rock?
Yes, it's
Hang
like
on.
the way people slide in. They're like, "Come home, the kids miss you." Like people will comment under like big people's following
Really?
to be like, "I'm the wife." Like,
Okay. Well,
I
I've learned
can't say
something new
that.
today.
I'm just gonna say hi, Snoop. Love you lots. I sent it.
Okay.
Oh, I'm nervy.
Oh my God, if he replies, can you please let us know? If you've been loving the chats that we've been having on the show, head over to our Instagram at Off the Handle so that you don't miss a single thing. Soph, every episode we have our guest bring on a special item and tell us about it. What have you brought in today?
Okay, so it's actually on me at all times, permanently.
Are we talking about a tattoo?
Yes, it is a tattoo.
Okay, tattoo talk. Let's get into it. This is one of my fave
Yes.
things.
Okay, so I struggled. When they said bring in something special, I was like, look, I went through my memory box because I'm such a memory box girly. Like everything, like the lanyard I get from today, it's going straight in the memory
Okay,
box.
I
right?
have like literally 3 tubs at home full of lanyards.
I have
and
3
stuff.
too.
Yeah?
Right, so I have one that's just like cards, like birthday cards, and I have one that's like random little gadgets and like trinkets. So I was looking through and I was like, okay, I've got an L plate, I've got an opal card, like I'm not going to bring in a bloody opal card. Anyway, so I was like, oh, none of this is going to cut it. Like mum was like, bring Pumpkin, my cat. And I was like, I'm not about to bring my cat in.
No,
Like, that's a
okay.
hazard.
Next time, can you please bring Pumpkin
Well,
in?
she would have loved it. She would have sat right here. But I was thinking in the car, I was like, okay, what is my actual, like, what's actually really special to me? And I was like, okay, like my mum, like she's like my ride or die. Long story short, it is my tattoo. I actually have 2
Yep.
that are very special to me. I actually have like 8 or 9, but I'll be talking about 2 today.
Okay.
So they're on my arm.
Okay.
And one of them is for my mum. So we
Wait,
used
I'm
to
going to come in and
say-
get a good look.
We used to say growing up, I love you to the sky and back. Like ILYTTSAB. So I got to the sky and back for her. What's really special to me about mum, and it's that saying, like we say it to each other every single day. We'll always text it. Like right before I go to sleep, my phone will always ding and it'll be mum saying that. She's like my ride or die best friend. So yeah, I got to the sky and back for her. And then my other tattoo is this little tulip. And my partner actually painted this for me. Well, he painted me a tulip painting when we first... Well, not met, because we met like 9 years ago. But when we first started dating, he painted it for me for my birthday. And I got the artist to trace around it, and that's on me.
Do you think you're going to like start a collection of like a physical, like a skin, is that creepy? Like a skin scrapbook? I mean, because like essentially that is like,
Oh, like the
I
tats?
don't mean remove your skin.
Yeah.
That is not
no,
what
no,
we're
no. I got a
talking
bit
about.
lost there.
Yeah.
Well, I've always wanted tattoos growing up, and mum has some tattoos, so it's always kind of been like in the family. But she always said, like, growing up, she was like, if you want it for more than a year, you can have it. So I've always kind of learnt to, like, all my tattoos mean something to me, because obviously that's not the rule now. I'm a big girl, I can go get a tattoo if I want to. But I've got some angel numbers. I did get like a random red heart in my finger, but I was like, you can't even see that anyway, so it's fine. That doesn't mean anything. I just wanted to see what the red ink looked like, and it's faded now, so you know what, that's fine.
Wow. Okay. So the tulip, you met your partner, your boyfriend 9 years ago.
Yeah, we met at school in year 7.
At school. Okay.
So whenever that was, 7, 8. years
So
ago,
you
maybe.
like survived like the treacherous years of high school.
He saw me with blue hair. He saw me bald. He saw me go through my skater phase.
Okay, but that's literally every queer person
Like,
ever.
I
so
showed
it's
up and
not
I was
unusual.
like, Grom, like in year 7. He was probably like, oh my God, who is this chick? Like, skirt
Yeah.
down to my ankles, blue cast, skater girl.
Yeah.
So he's really seen it all, and he's stuck around. So
So he was like, no, I'm vibing.
he was like, I'm going to wait until she just like comes full circle.
Yeah, I want to see all of Soph's
Yeah.
phases.
And then but he's very like not on social media. Like his screen time's like 40 minutes a day.
Isn't that interesting? Like being friends with people, or like, you know, my partner's the same, not online at all, big, like kind of no photos, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like super, like totally get it. It is interesting having like people in your circle, you know, as a creator, someone that does content as a job, like, you know, having people who are not online.
Like he doesn't know me as like SophaDophaa, or like he just knows me
Yeah.
as Soph from school, which is really nice. It's really refreshing. And the same with all my friends. Like a lot of my close friends have known me since school, so they just know me as Soph. So nice. I swear my sister doesn't even follow me. Like mum will be like, did she what she posted? And I was like, no, like I don't care what she's posting. Like, and it's nice. Like it's really nice because we're like polar opposites. And mum's like, do you even follow her? And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, it's kind of nice. Like I'm like, oh, stuff you, you're annoying. But it's kind of nice to have like.
I mean, it's your job. So
Yeah.
it's like, you know, people wouldn't necessarily follow you to your job or be particularly, you know, interested. So it is like fair and fine.
Yeah.
I think that, yeah.
It's nice. And like when I get home to my partner, because he's so not on the social side, it's like phone on do not disturb. And it's like so nice. I can just like unwind and just feel like
Balance.
we're having a nice. And he still asks me about work. Like he's so interested in it. It's not like we don't talk about it, but it's really nice balance. Yeah.
When I think about, okay, who is Soph? To be honest, like I can get your picture in my head straight away, but you bring such a vast variety of content. How do you like decide what you're going to put online, and how do you decide what you keep private?
Well, I think it's funny because like my friends from school who just like, you know, the people that follow them are just friends from school. Like they're not they don't do social media. They will like, and like it's no judgment. I used to do the same, but they will like freak out about like, they'll like spend 20 minutes posting one story. And I'm like, I'm just throwing a story up there. And I'm
You
the one that's got,
are.
like, like not all the followers, you know what I mean? Like they don't even do like content. And they're like, oh my God, like what should I caption it? Like girls, are you sure this caption's okay? And like I used to be the same, but like I actually got way more chill. Like I'm just like, I just post what I post. It sounds cliche, but like it is just so organic. Like if I want to post it, I'm going to post it. I don't really overthink it. So I think it's funny to see like my friends like be freaking out over like a sunrise story and like, oh my God, like it's off center. Like what do I say? Like it's good morning with a capital G or a lowercase g. If I want to post it, I post it. And in terms of keeping things private, I'm quite a private person. So, and I've always preached that on my channel is like, you're following me for the fashion and the beauty. You're not following me to know like what's actually going on in my private life. And I'm very like strong opinion about that, because as much as I love to follow influencers, like I do also respect that they have private lives as well. So it's kind of like you do want to know that more about them, but now I know what it's like on the other side now, what they're going through, and how you kind of just want to keep certain things private. And especially like my family's really private and my partner and all that. So
When it comes to posting online, would you say that you're sort of like there's no tips or hacks, right, for you?
there's not like, I guess what I always say to people and like my friends, for example, people follow you because they love what you post. Like don't all of a sudden have this crisis where you're like, oh my God, my content's getting boring. Like I'm freaking out over what to create. And I get this question a lot. It's like, how do you keep coming up with new ideas of like content to create? And it's like, I don't know, like I kind of don't really overthink it. Like I'm not sitting there going, okay, today I'm going to do a content day and plan it out and plan on my ideas. Like I kind of just post whatever I want to, and that's why people follow me. And I remember 2 years ago probably, and I was like, oh, my feed's just not aesthetic. Like it's not giving cute aesthetic Pinterest girl. All the posts just kind of don't match when you're looking at the feed. And I remember kind of freaking out and putting it on my story and being like, do you guys care about like feeds and what feeds look like? And I remember Shani Grimman replying. It always stuck with me in the message, and it was like, girl, people follow you because they want to see your content. Stop freaking out. And now every time I kind of almost go to freak out about it, I'm like, oh, remember what Shani said? Like, because I look up to her so much and she's so successful. And I think the same. I'm like, I'm not going on Shani's feed and checking, oh, that post, they don't match. Like, I don't give a damn. I'm just looking at her post going, oh, love her, double tap, you know? Like, I'm not thinking about, oh God, her feed doesn't look very good. Like, no one's thinking about that. So I'm very just like, go with the flow. Don't overthink it. Post what you want to post. If people want to unfollow you, bye-bye.
Like with everything, the comment section can be one of those places where sometimes we find like a little bit of that negativity come in. How do you manage the comment section? Is there anything that you put in place to keep that a really nice place?
I'm quite lucky. I have kind of like a really strong like following, and they're very like protective of me, especially like the girlies that have followed me for a while, because like I've been doing this for like 3 years now. I feel like a veteran. Like I feel like I've been doing it for a while, even though I'm literally 20. But I have a lot of like strong supporters that will like ride till dawn. Like they are there to support. So if anyone comes to me, honestly, I don't have to do anything. I just sit back and let them attack. Like they're just like my little like guard dogs. But no, I don't really put anything in place. I think the comments, like if you're commenting on like my looks or anything like that, doesn't really bother me, because I'm just like, obviously you're going through some stuff and that's the way you're projecting. It's more just like crazy rumors being made up that I'm like, oh my God, this is so ridiculous and frustrating, because unfortunately people will believe whatever they read or see. And like even like my friends will do it, like, or like anyone in my life, they'll see a post, so be like, oh my God, you see that? I'm like, yeah, but how do you know that's true? Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's kind of nice that I've always been like that. Like, I remember saying to someone on a walk once, someone walked past, and I don't know if it was a friend or whoever, was like, oh God, those tights are so ugly. And I was like, okay, but like her dad could have passed away this morning, and they're the first tights she chucked on. Like,
yeah.
I've always been very like why does it matter what tights she's wearing? Like, why can't we just be like, why do we have to judge everyone for everything? So I've always been like that, and then I think social media kind of really pushed that onto me after it happening to me. I've been even more just like, can we just not be negative? Like, online can be already so negative, so let's just make it like a positive place. And that's what I try and think I also do with my content, especially with like gym content. I'm always posting like really posed pictures, and recently I've been trying to post like, you know, the shorts below the stomach show like unposed, like just like nice refreshing content, because that's what I love to see from other creators. But I think in terms of hate stuff, like it's obviously going to come. It's hard because I'll get like 100 nice comments and then one mean one, and we obviously always focus on the mean one. And mum's really good at being like, yeah, but look at all the other nice ones you've just completely ignored. So I think recently I've been really trying to focus on the nice ones and kind of just put the negative ones, not even to the back of mind, just not even read them, like just not even acknowledge them at all.
Yeah, looking after yourself, it starts before you even engage in this space. Being able to like do the comment restricting, like and like the word restricting is so helpful, because it's like, you know, like people are going to say what they're going to say.
Yeah.
And unless you obviously turn off the comments, which we don't want to do, because that doesn't foster community. It doesn't foster like connection. Being able to keep yourself in a good headspace by, you know, like if someone just repeatedly comes in and says like, your tights are ugly, like, yeah, okay, that's a good like indicator of like, let's use that word restriction.
But also block button.
Being able to like almost like walk into a space mentally in the right like mindset is, I think, the most important thing. And it starts offline. I know you're really into gym, which, you know, being healthy and active is a great start. Is there anything else that you do that is like really imperative to setting yourself up for success?
I think gym's a big one. Like, it's really good for my mental health. Like, I go and I actually really love it, enjoy it. And I do love like social media as well as a job. But I think gym is just like a really nice, refreshing place to be. And I also, so I got glandular fever when I was 18, and that's actually how I got into social media. Sorry, when I was 17. That's how I actually got into social media. So the gym, I used to go to the gym like 6 times a week. Like I was full on gym junkie, just loved it for my mental health. So it's really nice to be back there doing that. And it's kind of like a nice memory that's been like brought back, because I used to do it all the time kind of before I got sick, and getting sick kind of like rocked my world a bit.
I'm so happy to hear that you're able to like get back into a place where you're like in the gym again and you're able to do something that you love.
Yeah.
Okay, here's something that I want to know, because I know that it makes a big difference for me. Like going for a walk every morning is something that is so simple, but I feel like it just really does make a difference.
Yeah.
Have you noticed like a difference like in your mood, like after you started walking?
Oh my God, heaps. So when I got glandular fever, I was already like a sickly person before that, but I got glandular fever and it kind of just like knocked me about so bad. If you've had it, you would like know it can just stuff your whole immune system. So my morning walks aren't really walks. They're more just walking to the beach, because I can't walk. I'm literally like a bulldog. Like I saw this respiratory doctor like probably like a year ago now. And he was like, okay, so your nose is 100% for decoration. He was like, it doesn't work. So my walks are more like to the coffee shop and back. They're more like not proper walks. But even just like going down and watching the sunrise, like that in itself has just like, I don't know, I've always loved kind of getting up early, but I think doing social media and being like your own boss, it can like kind of not like help, but kind of like it doesn't help the cause of getting up early. Like you can just sleep into whenever you want. So I think it's nice that I've gotten into a routine where I'm like, no, don't be lazy, get up early, enjoy the day, don't just like sleep in and be a blob. So it's been nice to get up early. In saying that, I do go to sleep at 8:30 p.m. because I am a grandma. So it's kind of like I still do get my beauty sleep, but I've been loving it, and it's just so nice to get down there. I went for a swim the other day. Oh my God, so cold. Like sunrise swim. It was crazy.
It's so good.
But afterwards, my partner was like, because he does it, and I'm like, I just could never. And he's like, but you could though. He's like, you can get in and do it. So I did it, and he was like, trust me afterwards, because I always get a coffee after the sunrise. He was like, it's gonna be the best coffee you've ever had. Right. So I went in, and my whole family was sitting on the steps watching, just being like, what are you doing? And I felt amazing after. Like, it's just so good. So I think that's been something really nice that I've implemented, and I can't wait for it to be summer because it obviously won't be as cold.
I think trying new things is like, it's so underrated. I feel like we kind of get into our routines and it's great. And I'm a staunch routine like person, but in getting into that routine and having that self-discipline, like working for yourself, that can be great. And then eventually you do kind of forget to try new things. And I'm so glad that you went for that like swim in the freezing cold, because it's like it not only is that a physical shock to the system because like the water is freezing, but it does kind of mentally give you that like, oh, I can do things that I didn't think I could do.
It was a nice little mental challenge, but it was good.
Yeah. I mean, what I think is also interesting is that I think, again, when it comes back to like, okay, who is Soph? We do have that sort of like beauty, lifestyle, fashion, love. And then we've got this other side, which is really heavily like involved in charity. And to see that come through from your childhood, being a passion of yours, as we know now, have you found it difficult to integrate that sort of content into something that some people would perceive as like super different? Or do you find it easy because it's something that you've had a lifelong like passion about?
It's kind of interesting because it's almost like both. So for me, I find it really easy, but I think unfortunately there is a lot of selfish people out there that don't really care about charities and just kind of just want to see the fashion content. So I think a lot of my like true supporters and followers love it, but I think a lot of people would just end up scrolling past, which is unfortunate. Like it's crazy, and I wish people were more like willing to listen and understand, but unfortunately I feel like a lot of people would just scroll past that kind of content because it doesn't like benefit them in any way, which is really sad. But I think I've gotten lucky where a lot of my followers do love it and do support it, and I do have a really good support base that does support what I love and what I also support, which is charity. So I don't find it hard. I find it, as I said, like if I want to post it, I'm going to post it. If you want to scroll past, you can scroll past, and it's not going to stop me. Like if that content's not doing well, it's not going to be like, oh, it's not good for engagement, I'll stop. Like that's never going to happen. So I find it easy to incorporate because once again, I do post all kind of random stuff. It's not like all I do is fit checks and all of a sudden I'm posting this charity thing. Like I kind of post random stuff anyway. So I find it quite easy to integrate, and I also love it. And I feel like a lot of people kind of love seeing genuinely what I do personally love and get up to. So I think if that is what I'm doing and loving, then they're going to want to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. So how's the clothing business been going?
It's good. It's stressful, which I'm sure all business owners would know, like way more than we ever imagined, which we knew we were getting ourselves into something crazy, like obviously.
But that's the challenge. Yeah. And that's what's good about it.
And it's now at a point where it's really refreshing because we have had a few drops. So it's like, okay, this is actually rewarding now. Like it's not just like constantly at the start, it was just like chasing our tail. We tried to do it for like 2 years, kind of gave up in between. And now that we've kind of on our feet a little bit, it's nice because once the collections do drop, it's like this is the part that I live for. Like this is such the rewarding part. And seeing people in the clothing, I'm like, yes, like this is what all the stress is for, and this is why it's so worth it.
So why did you pivot from candle making into clothing?
Well, the candles was purely to make money for charity. Like I was not a creative girly growing up, as I said. Like I wasn't into arts, toys, nothing. It was just purely science. So that was purely just to make money. And at the time, I was like, look, candles, let's just do candles. Who doesn't like a yummy candle? And they smell really good. Like honestly, I want to restart it because I can't find candles that, anyway, not to my own horn. They were really good. I'll try and make some, I'll bring them in.
Please.
And I remember everyone saying to me, like when I started, they're like, oh, like so like were you about to go to uni like for fashion, or like you really into fashion? I'm like, not really. Like I wouldn't even say I'm that good at fashion. Like yeah, I have some cute fits, but like I wouldn't really say I'm that fashionable. Like I don't know. So I think a lot of people expect influencers to kind of be like already planning to do that. And it's like I wanted to be a doctor. Like I don't really want to do
an oncologist, right?
Yeah, I'm a pediatric oncologist. So I was like, I don't really know much about fashion. Or I'm not really that creative. Like I'm a science and math girly, so it's
Hang on, that's creativity.
I know, and everyone says that. They're like, you are creative, like your content is creative, and I'm like, oh god,
no,
it's
I mean
basic
the math,
and boring to me. But
I mean the math and the science.
Yeah,
I digress.
That's
I just want to stand up for the math girlies.
Yeah,
out there. Like
sure.
I see you.
Yeah, but I am a numbers girl. But yeah, anyway, everyone was like, what brand are you gonna do? And I was like, I don't really want to do a brand. And like I remember mum saying, like, do you want to make a clothing brand? And I was like, no, like I have no interest in that. And this was like 3 years ago when I first started. I was like, no. And everyone was kind of asking me, like, what's next? And I was like, I don't know, I'm just riding the wave. And then one day I just woke up and was like, I want to have a clothing brand. Like, it was crazy. It just came out of nowhere. And I was like, I just really want to do this. It was so weird. And I never had any aspiration to do that. And now it's the best. Like, I love it. And I've got, like, pretty much all the employees are just either siblings or friends. Like, it's a really, like, family kind of business. But I love it. And it's something that I can really get creative with, even though I'm not that type of creative. So it's nice to kind of do something challenging. And it is so hard, like the amount of sleepless nights, I'm sure, as every business owner would know, and everyone that is creative, like, it's exhausting, but it's been great and it's been really rewarding. So I'm glad I waited until I wanted to, because now I'm so passionate about it. And if I was doing it and didn't want to do it, like, I'd be like, I wouldn't put the love and effort into it that I do now.
What I love about your label is that every single piece looks really exceptionally comfortable and soft.
Oh my
And I'm
God.
like, someone who might be like really driven by a creative vision might end up like having an oversight of things that I find and a lot of people find really important, comfortability being one of them. But it seems to be one of your like key like things that has to be in every single garment.
Oh my God. When I tell you, like, Mum and I are the biggest, not like slobs, just like homebodies. Like, we are all about comfort. Like, if we feel something in a shop and it is the ugliest thing ever, like pajama pants or whatever, and they're comfortable, we're getting them. Like, we don't care. Like, we are so about comfort. And like, who isn't? Like, I will never understand how some people are like, oh, this is the most uncomfortable thing ever, but I'm wearing it. I'm like, if it's uncomfortable, I'm putting it straight in the bin. I don't care if it's like the cutest top I've ever seen. Like, I just won't do it. So, and I obviously get a lot of clothes like through packages or brands or whatever. So it's really nice that I've kind of got that experience to be like, hate that material, love that material. Like, comfort is key. And when I tell you, our pieces, like our oversized tees that we just came out with, oh my God, they're honestly like butter. They're so comfy. But it's hard to like express that through the screen. And obviously people are just like, of course you're going to say that. Like, you're trying to sell your product.
I can tell.
But it's like, they're so comfy. Like, I can't even.
Yeah, like, and they're so comfortable. Like, even when I look at the cuts, I can tell what you value through like the photos and the reels that you're making. And I love it because I'm like, yes, someone gets it.
Comfort
someone
is key.
gets that you need to be comfortable, that you want to be stylish, but you want to be easy, and you want something that's going to integrate into like the rest of your wardrobe. Thank you for doing
Mum
that.
and I are perfectionists. Like, if we get a sample and it's slight, like one seam is uncomfortable, we won't put it out. And that's the same with any like sponsored or branded content I do. Like, I will not post something if I don't organically love and use it or really like actually advocate for it. Like, if it's not the best thing I've ever seen, I'm not going to post about it. And it's the same with the clothing brand. Like, if this isn't the best tee I've put on my body, I'm not going to produce it and sell it and put my name on it. Like, I'm not just there to make a quick buck. I'm there to make you be like, wow, this is the comfiest thing I've ever put on.
So in your journey, you know, building this business up, what's been a challenge or something that you have come across that has surprised you?
Good question. Running a business and having to be like a boss, like, it's scary. Like,
It's
I'm like
hard.
younger than all my employees and I'm just like, do your job. Like, I can't be a boss. So Mum kind of takes on that scary boss role, even though we're not serious in the office. If you follow us on Instagram, you would know. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of it's been hard. And I think just like how long it takes to, from an initial sketch or initial idea, then come to life. Like, it's like a year in the making.
It's such a challenge and it's such a journey, and there are so many road bumps along the way. But thanks for sharing so much of your life with us here on Off the Handle. If you want to go and check out Soph and what she's doing, you can head over to her Insta. It is SophaDophaa, and that is with 2 A's and an underscore at the end. And if you are interested in grabbing some of her deliciously comfortable clothes from her label, All for Mimi, you can go over there as well. It's All for Mimi with an underscore at the end. And if you want to stay up to date with the show, you can head over to Off the Handle on Instagram as well. But until next time, I've been your host, Rudy Jean Rigg, and you've just flown off the handle. What?
Oh! No! He won. Are you serious?
Wait.
Not the kiss. Not the kiss.
Hang on, hold up. I made Soph DM Snoop Dogg, and Snoop Dogg has replied.
In like a minute. He has
And
post notifications on.
we were saying in the show that like it's LA probably. I don't know, we don't know where he is, but
He
like
definitely should be asleep. Snoop, what are you doing?
Snoop is up and he's ready. What has he said?
Kiss, kiss.
Can you
Can I
open it?
can I look at that?
Oh.
Kiss,
Oh my
kiss.
God, we are going to LA. Shout out Snoop, I love you, and I'll see you in LA when you fly me out next week.